I'm going to introduce you in a minute to the two main operators of the 6 main lines, and explain to you how it's divvied up, what challenges they faced in getting this metro system off the ground in a very short window, and what their aspirations for the future are. Shall we meet them? Please come on up to the stage. Let me introduce you now to, dear guests, this is Luca Meregali, the CEO of Flow Riyadh. Please sit down and make yourself comfortable, Luca. And he is joined by Seyadou Malangou, General Manager of CAMCO. Now, never before has a city launched a whole metro system as a big bang, in a very short window. Several lines, several stations, all opened at the same time. Do you want to know exactly how many? I think it was 85 stations and 6 lines. That is an extraordinary feat. And these are the 2 men who are responsible for running the 6 lines between them. So I'm going to introduce you to them and ask them to tell you which lines they operate first, and then what challenges they faced. So, Luca, I'm going to ask you first, which lines does Flow operate?
Thank you, Nisha. Flow is operating line 3 to 6, so 3,
4, 5, and 6. Okay. And just tell us for those of us who are not familiar with the underground system here, the metro system here, which are those lines?
So I would say it's divided into 2 packages, I would say. So line 3 is running east to west on the southern part of the city. It's the longest one, 42 kilometers is the orange line. Then we have line 4 and 6 connecting KFT, basically to the airport, north, and to the southeast part. And then we have the underground line, the line 5 is the green line, which is running in the city center, in the area of the ministers. So it's all underground, including the depot. This is the line that we don't see, because it's entirely running underground.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Seyadou Malangou, can you tell us about CAMCO? You must be running lines 1 and 2 then.
Yes, thank you, Nisha. First, I want to thank the committee to be part of this event. It was an honor for me to share with you some exchange, some lesson learned from the metro. Yeah, for CAMCO, we are operating 2 lines. The first line is the red one, from the east to the west, from King Fahd Stadium to the King Saud University. And the second line is vertical, from the north to the south, from the Sab Bank to Dar Al Beida. So those are the line we are operating and maintaining.
Okay, so behind CAMCO and Flow are 2 major transport operations, very experienced from France and from Italy, and a conglomerate. So they know what they're doing, right? But launching a metro system from scratch like this so quickly, like a big bang, is something that no one has experience of anywhere in the world. So can I please ask you, what did you have to think about? What were the learnings that you had to put into practice in order to make this a reality, successfully launch a big system like this? Luca.
I think this was called a mega project from the beginning, no? From the design and build, it was supposed to be the project of the projects. It was 6
project
lines,
of the projects.
and all entities were competing for all the major entities in the market, in the business. When we acquired the operation and maintenance of line 3 to 6, there were multiple challenges at the time. First of all, because it was supposed to be launched in the course of 1.5 years, pretty much. The time was then delayed because we know the story about COVID and what happened to all of us in that period. And then suddenly, when that was over, we had to rush into operation. So I come personally from an experience of launching metros now since the last 20 years. Never had a scale of a project like this one. We normally do the same things. It's all about reaching out to candidates, building up structures, organizations, training, coaching, preparing the people, our people, to deal with the city and with the citizens. So it's about techniques in training. It's about techniques in operating and maintaining assets. Of course, as I said, the challenge was the size, the dimension of the project.
It was the scale that was the challenge.
Absolutely.
Seyadou, what would you say in terms of the ambition, the scale, the time frame? What were the biggest challenges that you faced?
Yeah, you're right. Additional what Luca said. First, it's never happened in the world launching 6 fully automated metro. I can witness this because I came from France. We have 16 metro lines and 30 other metro in the world with the group of RATP. We have all the experience to run the metro, to operate. That's why we are here under the leadership of RCRC, the Royal Commission of Riyadh City. We are, I can witness to you that it's never happened, and every time we are launching only one metro at a time, because it's complex. A metro is complex. It's complex on the stations, using all the assets, monitoring all the assets, customer service, managing customer services, and also the train, the track. But especially when you are talking about fully automatic metro, means a complex with the system. With a system in terms of PSD, track, power, all these technical. So imagine you are launching 6 metro like that.
So the challenge is huge.
It's huge.
What did you have to do differently? Did you have to invent some new procedures, new operative? Yes, go on.
Exact. The challenge that we had is what help us to, what facilitate us to achieve the challenge is that we have a strong team from Paris, our expertise, our knowledge. We are operating, we know how to operate an automatic metro with the latest technology. We provided in this company, we provided our expert, and we have trained the key employees, and we send them in Paris to learn to see how the metro in real time is operating in normal mode, in degraded and in emergency mode. And we provide also, we have more than 3,000 engineers in Paris, so we bring all the lessons learned in terms of SOP, the documentation, and also the training system and the tools, helping the team in CAMCO to deliver and to train the team and to achieve this huge milestone.
So I'm assuming that if you have a network with 6 lines, there are going to be interconnections, right?
Correct.
Where people would take a CAMCO train to one particular station, then switch onto a flow operator train, yes? Is that the case? So how do you coordinate, Luca? Have you required a special kind of approach to coordinate between the 2 systems, or is that just kind of, is that the easy bit of it?
Well, this was another challenge, actually.
That was another challenge.
And it was a challenge, I imagine, for our client, first of all, because they had to maintain aligned the 2 of us, the 2 operators, okay? So it was definitely a partnership from the beginning between us and the client, the engineer, and the TGA, and so on. Starting from the fact that our employees were supposed to wear the same uniform across all lines. The uniform itself was a project. The designer is an Italian designer. The production is from the same company, which is producing uniforms for all the employees of the 6 lines. The system was supposed to be seen as one from the beginning. The procedure was supposed to be aligned, making sure that the journey, the travel experience was supposed to be seamless from end to end, no matter it was through lines operated by Flow CAMCO or both of us. So this was this sort of, united vision was from the beginning at the center of the project.
Okay. Do you want to add something to that?
Yes, a few just argument. You're right, Luca said something very important. For the passenger, it should be transparent. When you are using the metro, whether CAMCO, Flow, the customer is the same. It should be transparent.
So they shouldn't realize.
Exact.
Okay.
And they are not realizing that too. And we have the same uniform at the stations. The staff have the same. We are working for RCRC, and we are delivering this service. So it should be transparent for the passenger. So how we build this? And Luca come from a network, as he said, Italian network, and I come from Paris network, and we need to how we collaborate on this. We work very, very hardly and collaborate with the team, between our HR, our team, operation, maintenance, customer service, to build a strong coordination. We made a coordination.
So what does that mean? Give me an example. What does coordination mean? It's a big word.
Yes.
In practice,
for example, in terms of communication, let's take we are in KFD here. Let's take KFD stations. KFD stations, we have the 3 lines. We have line 1, but we have line 4 and 6 also.
Yep.
So for the passenger, when he is using the metro, it should be transparent for him. And especially in case of incident happen,
or any delay.
Any delay. The communication protocol between Flow team and CAMCO team should have one command structure of command control. This helps to have a coordination, smooth communication, to avoid repeating this. So we train the team, both team, train on one structure of communication. Talking with the Tetra communication, it should be easy for the both team. So we are aligned.
I have a question that's occurred to me listening to you, Seyadou, and that is there one control room, Luca, for both? Or do you have 2 separate control rooms that are talking to each other?
We actually have more than 2. We have a control room for each line. Okay. But we also have it's called TCC, is a transport control center, which is connected to all 6 lines, and this is also
managing the bus.
It's a very large control room. Is probably the largest in not only in the region. Is also monitoring traffic on the streets. Is the place where we are supposed to manage, or from where we are supposed to manage crisis, and to take joint decisions that are required in case coordination is required. For example, during major events, during Saudi National Days, where the flow, depending on the venues and depending on the initiatives in the city, the flow of the customers is pretty much going from one line to another one. Is going from one place to another one. Is causing crowd and condensing in the streets rather than in
so you have to
the
keep
buses
it moving,
or
don't
in the
you?
metro.
Yeah.
So it's actually, from the beginning, it was supposed to be a centralized network. The project, the CAPT project, is actually built in layers. So from the buses to the metro, and this is thought as an integrated project from the beginning.
Okay, so you brought us very nicely onto the subject of buses, which I think CAMCO is also running, right?
Correct.
Now, I understand from an interview I did yesterday with engineer Hassan, who's a kind of mastermind of all this, that bus usage has gone up dramatically since the launch of the metro. Can you tell me why?
The buses is not automatic. First, just to correct something, that we are working side by side with SAPTCO. We created the PTC company, where we are coordinating with the buses to help a connection, because the bus first is a pillar for the metro. You cannot operate only a metro without the buses.
Why is it so important?
Because the buses connected the neighbors, the close area. These help the metro. For example,
so you take the bus to get to the metro.
To go to the metro, yes, and you can then take the metro to reach point A to point B. This help the city of Riyadh for this big transformation. This big transformation is the success between the multimodality. We call this multimodality. Even to the vision for the future is to have more multimodality transport.
Now, I hear you can catch a bus on demand.
Yes.
Is that really true?
Exact.
That
yes.
seems unbelievable.
Yes, and this is one of service we PTC created with CAMCO, helping passenger on demand. If you want to go from point A to point B, you can book a bus for this trip.
Well, I hope it comes to London soon, is all I can say. It would be very convenient, especially when it rains.
Inshallah.
What we haven't talked yet about is the human factor, the need to train huge numbers of people. I think something like 10,000 people employed on the metro system, when there wasn't a metro industry before. So how did you go about doing that? What were the key principles? What were the key challenges? Luca.
Well, I think first of all, this was a project to involve the city and to involve the citizens. Mobility and public transport is primarily taking care of any category of our citizens or citizens in the city. So training is not only to train technically the staff how to deliver their duties. It's primarily to train and to educate the culture in a culture which is customer oriented. This was I think the main focus, and is our continuous focus going onwards, because a project like this is anyway going into phases, and there is a moving target that is always moving ahead. In the beginning is about being able to get hands-on. Training from the subcontractors, from the DMB, training on customer service, training on procedures. I would say we used any kind of methodology. We have drilled, so we have performed joint exercises multiple times. We had multiple opportunities to experience trials, but we had no experience prior to opening, so to have customers and facing customers. So this was
Were there any
something
surprises?
that we built up later on.
Yeah.
Were there any surprises in terms of you think you've got your trained workforce all up and ready, and then you have to get going and prove it?
Yes, exact. You're right, Nisha. Additional what Luca said. When we talk about automatic metro, you think everything is automatic, everything is work well, no need any intervention from the staff. But in reality, a lot of things are behind this, and hiring and training is a major challenge that we really succeeded on this project. Especially as you said, there is 6 metro line, and I want we have our team here. I want to thank Tarfa and Tarfa Al-Omar and her team. They achieve one thing I'm very proud. They achieved 1,000 recruitment, for example, 1,000 recruitment in less than 1 year. Recruit them and train them. This is something exceptional happen with the team.
Now, I understand, unlike in some other metro systems in the region, here in the Middle East, it was a priority to employ a large number of Saudi nationals, yes, that you don't just have the whole system run by expat workers. Why was that important, and how did you go about recruiting people and making them ready to work on the service?
Yes, you're right, Nisha. This is one of our, also, we are proud also to share this. We are above the expectation. We have, in CAMCO, we customize in RATP network also. We are customizing our project to hire talent, local talent here. In CAMCO, we have, for example, 70% our Saudi staff operating and maintaining the metro.
Wow.
We have a very huge coordination with HRSD. We have with also Hadaf and Tautin help us to recruit the staff, Saudi talent. We have also a partner with Saudi Railway Polytechnics, where we made a collaboration to train the staff technician on this. We prioritize the local talents, and really I'm proud when I saw how this metro is operating today. When we can say there is, when I started this project, I was operation directors, and so I can witness with you. I saw the staff that I have at SOM, the station operation master, recruiting with 0 experience. because in Kingdom you don't have the.
Of course, it didn't exist.
So they don't exist. So when you saw them how they grow up, confident, trust. I'm very proud because it's not just operating a technical metro like that, but also the human part.
Building a team and building
yes.
work culture.
And
I'm going to take the speaker rights away from you, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
Seyadou. So I have one last quick question to put to Luca. Has the Metro delivered unexpected things, like, for instance, helping citizens of Riyadh discover new areas of the city?
This was the main surprise in the beginning. So I think that the majority of the citizens didn't know about this place, KFT, especially those living into South. And suddenly they were part of the city that became very accessible. This part, but also other parts, malls, for example. And that gave, stimulated a lot. Not only the curiosity about, okay, let's take a train that is traveling elevated so we can see the city from the top. It was also making a lot of areas now reachable to spend time socially with the rest of the city. And I think this part with the social development is, we have seen it for sure in other cities, but it has been very, very evident in Riyadh that there is a social transformation and the metro is contributing to that.
And that's what public transport is all about, isn't it? Luca, Seyadou, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a fascinating discussion.
Thank you so much.